You did not land here by chance. That is right. A sacred world line collision has materialized into your reality. How are you doing? Okay, I just want to open up asking you that question. How are you doing at this moment in space and time? Because there's a very profound energy that is, I'm hearing, rising to the surface. I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I'm picking up on in your field, all right, and happening within you. First of all, you have entropy. Entropy, hold on, guys, let me just, there we go. Are you gonna, all right, entropy. Entropy basically talks about loss of order in a system. Does it feel like right now the world that you once knew is collapsing and there's a reconfiguration taking place, or a sacred recalibration? Anyway, loss of order in a system. This talks about entropy indicates the level of a molecular uncertainty of a system. So things are shifting within you on a molecular level. I'm hearing on a subatomic level. Reality is rearranging itself, all right? It is the measure of the amount of energy which is lost due to being unavailable to do work. This is funny because I definitely get a strong energy of you being put, not necessarily on a timeout, but this is the stillness before a transformation occurs in your life. This is a sacred recalibration before a reconfiguration takes place, okay? So you have supernova right after that, and supernova basically talks about a rebirth that takes place, but it comes with an ending that brings a new beginning in disguise. And right now, you're experiencing an ending that's making way for a new beginning. Now, it also says it is the transition from a disorderly state into an even more disorderly state. So things cannot never be the same, all right? Things can never be the same. Like your consciousness is expanded to new dimensions where you can no longer return back to your old form. That's what it feels like. And there's a rebirth that's taking place. There are notions of microscopic order and disorder, uncertainty, a set of messages of which only one will be received. The word entropy comes from the Greek word meaning confusion, derived from a twisting motion. The message is to turn around, return, or change the layout. And right now, you're witnessing reality change its layout. It feels like a new scene is opening up for you, a new chapter is opening up for you, but it's coming with a whole new ecosystem filled with experiences. At first, look, entropy shows up as disproportion. We improve by putting order in that molecular confusion. So, this is about your intention being your anchor right now. Get down to earth and introduce organization. Establish your ideas and you can clear your hesitation. So there are new things that you're being called to implement and integrate into, I'm hearing, just your everyday way of being. And that's going to make itself, I'm hearing, apparent in your reality. Okay, these things are going to be becoming evident in your reality, and it's going to be sending ripples. So whatever action you're being guided to take during this time, even if that's a non-action, and really trusting in this sacred realignment, because it does feel like a paradigm shift is taking place for you right now. It's leading to you sending ripples through space and time, and you're going to be able to intersect with those ripples, and it's going to lead to an acceleration of events. It's going to lead to some kind of momentum building up with more change that happens down the timeline. But it's almost like there's a moment of stillness or taking a step back to look at the bigger picture and then moving forward with something, and that's going to help set that intention for you, all right, in regards to what it is you see when you zoom out. Okay, this could be in regards to the things that you also want to achieve in this lifetime. So supernova, I'm hearing things that you've already achieved but you get to experience in a linear unfoldment. Supernova talks about birth and death and new stars. Can we talk about life without death, and vice versa? Cycles of death and birth run through our entire existence. At times it's easy to detect when something is coming to an end based on the way a sequence of events unfolds, and that's exactly what it feels like. There's no going back to the way that things once were. Like, you've definitely reached a point of no return. However, sometimes events can happen in an unexpected, sudden way, leading directly to the death of an old, which is immediately followed by the birth of something new. And that's exactly what this is. It feels like a clean slate of some kind. Like, it literally feels like a have you ever have you ever Um, let's just say, you know what it is? I'm seeing dominoes, but you're receiving a blank domino. And I'm hearing you get to choose what it is that you want from this moment moving forward, not based off of what has been, but what it is that you now know to be true, okay? And a truth I feel like that you're returning back to. So it talks about how can we predict something like this will happen? It is unpredictable. So this is definitely something that maybe I feel like you didn't. I'm hearing you couldn't possibly fathom up until this moment. You know, this feeling like something huge that's transpiring. To be honest with you, like not just a huge paradigm shift, but it's changing everything for you. So this talks about as if it were not a lightning bolt that splits your bones and leaves you staked out in the middle of a courtyard, birth of a new star through a powerful stellar explosion. And I'm hearing these are new stellar networks as well that you're connecting to. That's super interesting. So I'm seeing parallel lives are bleeding into your journey on Earth. So especially Arcturian could be specific for someone as well, because we had the Arcturian light codes that came out. So I'll follow up with this. But it says it's the largest explosion that takes place in space, and it can be seen with the naked eye. So, action that you're being called to take during this time is definitely leading to the altering of future timelines that already exist that you will align with and experience the unfoldment of. And this is going to be a memory that's unfolding, because another message that was coming through was this could, I don't know, someone could be having like an Akashic a Kundalini awakening and seeing the Akashic records, which is literally the interconnected database that stores the living memory of all organisms from the past, present, and future simultaneously. So everything that has been, everything that will, and everything that is. And what I was seeing was your vessel holds the memory of the earth, right? Because you're composed up of the cells. At the center of the cell is the nucleus, which stores the DNA, which stores the memory. The memory of the earth is within you, which is literally the Akashic library. And this could be you being open up, appearing to a new field of infinite potential, okay? Potential realities. Anyway, they can, so I feel like this is information that's opening you up to new realities as well. Anyway, they can be so bright that they eclipse their own galaxy. Similarly to the Big Bang, it's important to note that they are born from a large explosion and also mark the end of a massive star. The portal is 999 for supernova. 999 is also about us being a numerical 9 year, right, in 2025, which is period 9, which is about lifting the human condition and looking at your life through the lens of the soul. And that could be something that you've looked at that you really just can't unsee, okay? Even if that's within yourself. I feel like this is something that you're kind of discovering. But it definitely feels like you've gained a glimpse into something that you. I'm hearing now that it's streamlined into awareness. You can no longer imagine life without it. And I feel like I'm hearing this is soul aligned action, okay? Now, we also have, I'm trying to keep this tidy, guys, and usually the cards end up going everywhere, but I'm trying to integrate new ways of being. Okay, sometimes you need that creative explosion, you know? So anyway, Arcturian light codes. Let me make sure we can, okay, Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads. So again, this is literally downloads that are going to lead to you evolving into hearing a new framework of not just viewing this existence, but moving through this existence, anchoring in higher levels of awareness and being able to act upon this information that you're anchoring from beyond the third dimension and act upon that in your third dimensional travels. So it also talks about future thinking. So again, I feel like you streamlined a future vision and now it's unfolding before you like a memory, okay, again, of everything that already exists. So you could evolve into a greater state of being now. This begins with how you approach even the most mundane task. And that's crazy, because I literally just spoke about how it's going to be integrated into your everyday life. Even if this is from, I feel like this is you infusing the spiritual into the practical and the practical into the spiritual. You know, I'm seeing even someone like cook their food and infusing it with golden light, and then you're ingesting that and it's nourishing the vessel that enriches your soul, you know, that kind of energy. But yeah, it's like this alchemical process you're going through where it's transforming. I'm hearing just the way that you kind of see yourself, you know. So show up in ways that you've never shown up before. Instead of checking out of this planet, it's time to check in. So it's not about escaping, you know, this world and spending so much time trying to transcend it, but instead being able to see through the illusions of it clearly. And that's about you being a multi-dimensional being. And, you know, that means that there's multiple frequencies and dimensions that exist within you that begin to kind of come to the surface, and you're always phasing in and out of these different dimensions, you know. I don't know why this keeps coming up, but It reminds me of what happened during the Kazemi. If you guys know, then you know. But the beings that I was seeing that day were just, shape shifting from all different, again, star planetary grids. Again, this is like stellar networks of some kind, where maybe there's an Arcturian fractal dimension of you that's coming to the surface and it's assisting you when it comes to, maybe your career. Maybe you need to look at where Arcturus is in your birth chart and see how that's kind of encoded and impacting your journey on Earth. But yeah, it's definitely giving that kind of energy very strongly. But yeah, I was just seeing everyone kind of shape shift out of these different kind of dimensional, let's just say multi-dimensional archetypes, okay, and their multi-dimensional field and architecture. All right. So it also says, instead of feeling that life is happening to you, realize that you have a huge part to play. Recall your power. Realize that you are part of an evolution of humanity and it's time to become the leader that you were born to be. It doesn't matter if you're leading yourself or a larger group. The key is to create more loving ways of doing things. Honor the ideas or thoughts that you have been having recently. If you've been hearing high pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, or sensing that you're being visited by beings in your sleep, know that you are receiving downloads from the heavens. The Arcturians are with you. And also last night in the astral, let me double check which planetary star system came through. Last night in the astral, what happened? Also, watch out for if anything happens with King Charles. That's just like a side note. I saw that in the astral. I was being visited by, who was it? Let's see, a very specific. Did I write it down? I'm pretty sure it was the Arcturians, and it could have been Pleiadian energy as well, so that could be significant for you. Anyway, I could not totally find it, but I'm pretty sure it was the Arcturians or the Pleiadians. I remember they were kind of blue beings. Anyway, whatever is happening actually through you during this time. All right, your message is poised. Again, this is one of the most auspicious messages in the deck. I'll go ahead and read it for you. Poise talks about being ready, bringing something to light, and being at your best confidence. So on a soul level, it feels like, again, you're being reunited with some kind of potential that's lain dormant within you up until now, and it feels like it's become activated because your awareness is a torch and it's illuminated something deeply within you. All right, and it feels like a lot to do with like your pre-incarnation intentions. So you can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what it is that you need to. Your skills are sharp. You've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase in your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. So again, you're definitely being guided to implement new things. You have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need right now to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing that you're ready to step into your power, into your light, and into your service in the world. The direction you're moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with this truth. So again, there is something that you're aligning with. First of all, internally, like an internal alignment, and that's leading to external alignments, okay? Now, your next message is super interesting. First of all, you had walking away, but then right behind walking away, you had a gift, okay? I'll go ahead and show you what it is. Hold on. I want to kind of be theatrical with it. So, walking away, right? This is somebody knowing that maybe an old way of navigating life on Earth just is no longer congruent with their highest possible expression, and that's becoming apparent, okay? But as soon as they walk away, they are not actually walking away just from something, they're actually walking towards something. So, that's what you're being told to focus on, because this person is walking towards, oopsie, the door to spirit. So maybe if things feel upside down in your life right now, they're actually perfectly right. It's like the Mad Hatter interpretation of viewing this reality. Things have never felt so right. So this could be divine chaos, right? Now, door to spirit talks about a new door that's opening up for you. And again, this could be messages from your guides. Now, what I find really interesting, this card barely ever comes out in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message. So I'm super excited to like analyze this. Apparently, that's the word that I'm hearing. So mindful group think. Okay, we'll go ahead and read this. So keeping a clear mind, hurtful thoughts, and groupthink. The human mind can be so many things: a prison, a latress, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where your mind wanders. Okay, so this is definitely a strong energy in regards to the way that you feel about this, and also the way that you think about this will shift your energetic signature and define the way that you experience it. You can either see a chaos and a disorder happening in your life, or you can see a secret order and a cosmos within that chaos. So the quality of your thoughts is key, as you're in a fertile time for manifestation. And the thing is, there is fertilizer when it comes to your environment. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. And I'm seeing the fertility, like you're in a very, very fertile time. And what I'm seeing is you want to be really, really cautious of whatever it is that you, because I'm seeing the veil become very, very thin, where things will materialize into reality quicker now than ever before. And it's because you're ascending into a higher octave, all right? So, you want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life that you seek to grow, being mindful not to scatter weeds. It's easy to be influenced by others right now, too, especially in the digital age. Maybe it's time to do a digital detox, I love you. I love you guys so much, but um, maybe it's a time to take a step back. I don't know. Maybe it's a time to kind of disengage. Maybe it's a time to create more than you consume, and it's always that time, to be honest with you. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Okay, so it's easy to be influenced by others right now, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from the energy and the sheer amount of influence. I was supposed to say information, but apparently information could be influencing you right now, consciously or unconsciously, bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in the outer world. Stay out of the gossip and the other forms of groupthink, for when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep faith. Good brings more good. More love, gratitude, more things to be grateful for. So there's an energy in regards to, you could be really just sensitive to energies in general, like we are all energy beings, so it's natural for you to kind of pick up on these shifts that are happening right now. I'm hearing especially very activated in regards to this universe. However, this is about you being grounded through the shift, okay? And again, you being a leader to yourself, which means that you need to be able to take grounded action, also know when it's time to take that action within. And I'm hearing balance out the feminine aspects, which is just be more receptive, be more observative, especially in regards to the shifts and changes that are happening within you, because I'm hearing a lot is going to be coming to the surface. So yeah, this is a huge shift that's taking place in your life. Now, you also have the magician. This is the theme that was coming up that I pulled. So the magician is also the crow. The crow is about you preparing for some kind of change, but this could be internally first, right? Where there's an internal preparation. And I'm hearing this is where your internal preparation is actually meeting an external opportunity of some kind. And that is what they call like luck, right? With poised energy. So as if from nothing, the crow materializes. Emerald green ribbons of light shimmer around the crow as it carries death away on its back. The crow flies with certainty, and it understands that there is an appropriate direction to all things. That which comes must eventually go. While the crow may seem small, it is a magician. Boom. Manifesting a strong current of energy from within. The crow teaches us how to change energy into a force of creation. We can learn great things from the crow, but even greater things from ourselves. If you can will it, it can happen. You have called upon the crow to manifest boundless creative energy. Let it fill you and then exhale it back into the universe. When there is something in your life that you want to meditate on, if it doesn't already exist, create it. You will find that you will naturally gravitate towards a path that will get you there. So you are being shown a way right now. Okay, you're being shown a way, but the thing is, the map is internal, and there is something about, I'm seeing Jupiter, but Jupiter retrograde but internally, like in an internal sign, like Cancer, like it's in right now. So this is tending and nurturing and caring to what nourishes the soul. That's what I'm seeing, all right? And that's going to be the theme for you right now, all right? And this internal growth that's happening through internal changes are happening, maybe when it comes to your perspective, maybe when it comes to the way that you feel about yourself or even your life on earth, right? Is leading to a new shift. Now, I'm also seeing the Life on Earth card. I believe it's the World card, and they're telling me to read it right now. So let me go ahead and find it. Okay, the Life on Earth card talks about fulfillment and harmony. Giant hands lift you up. They pulse with love so deep, you can feel it coursing through your being. In this first embrace, you are home in your new life on Earth. When you were a young human, you could often recall your previous lives before being inside of this bodily vessel. It is comforting, it inspires you. This new life is exciting for a long time. But as you grow older, having spent more time on this planet, you start to forget your old soul. It seems so far away, a different life, and this is your life now. So you adopt this world as your own. Okay, I'm hearing you can have many lifetimes within this one. Alright, you can have many different lifetimes within this life. So you adopt the world as your own, forgetting the real one behind until the next time around, and with great harmony, another cycle begins. I'm just seeing like being infused with new spirit, you know, that's what it feels like. Life force and vitality. I'm seeing like an 8 of Wands type of energy. So this is something that is going to come your way, that is going to definitely make you very excited about the endless possibilities that are brewing in your field. That's what it feels like. I'm seeing kind of being injected by this new infused spirit. And I'm hearing that's going to materialize into the things that you do in the physical, all right? I'm hearing if you're supporting this energy with your physical action, all right? And also the things that you no longer want to act towards as well, that's equally as important. Yeah, with Newton's law, there cannot be change, okay, and growth that are separate from one another. They directly impact one another. Okay, so there's something around growth happening in your life, and that's going to lead to you evolving, especially on a soul level. Anyway, it's almost like how this world had kind of stripped the god or goddess out of you, and you're seeing yourself as a creator once again, living inside your own creation. Again, you're not those who look outside dream, those who look inside awaken within the dream. This is about you becoming lucid. Okay? Becoming lucid. You're not just dreaming this experience into being, but you're actively living in it. Life on Earth has existed on this planet for billions of years, and you were here to witness it. When you see this card in reading, take it as a wonderful sign. It asks nothing of you but appreciation. Breathe in the air, feel it in your lungs, and exhale it back into the universe. You are alive, and that is enough. And the next page in the book right next to that is Dream World. Okay, and they're telling me to read this as well, so it's significant. It talks about a reconnection, okay, especially because we were just talking about dreams. Perspective shift. 2 crescent moons hang in an orange-coloured sky. Beneath the moons, a stone building sits on the shore and calls you forward. With no windows or doors, it asks your mind to will it open. This is a place between here and there, a refuge, a revisiting of the collective unconscious. While life on Earth can sometimes feel lackluster, there is a space where we can still dream. The dream world contains both dreams and nightmares, right? In this multidimensional realm, it can be a heaven on earth, also a hell. So recall this power of this place and let it fill your voids. Do not let the trivialities of life dull your vision. What if our dreams are a direct link to our past lives, and all we need is to remember that they too were once real? Okay, so this is super interesting. And then it talks about readers may opt to take the dream world out of their deck, but it's not part of the original arcana. It's unique to this edition only. This is your choice to make. So there's something around a perspective shift and it being your choice to make, right? Where you can choose, I'm hearing, to try to captivate, you know, that's what it feels like. Capture your consciousness in its old dimension or form, right? Maybe like an old frequency, a way of being, but it feels like you've outgrown to a point where you're trying to fit into a shoe size, and shoes in the metaphysical realm basically represent your spiritual path. That just is 2 sizes too small. You know, that's what it feels like. And you know, change doesn't hurt, right? Changing the shoes and maybe upgrading to a new pair especially when I'm hearing like a new life line, won't hurt, but the resistance to that change will. Okay, you can try to fit in those shoes, but what's going to happen? You know, you're going to be cramming your foot into your sizes, like a life that's two sizes too small. Okay, I'm hearing that reality can no longer contain this new essence that you've been infused with. And it doesn't even necessarily feel like you've been infused, but it feels like you've kind of discarded everything that is not it. So it's excavated something that was already there within you. That's what it feels like, a recovery or something. You're like not just discovering something, but you're uncovering something within you. But yeah, you end up getting blisters, you'll end up, you know, feeling just very, very uncomfortable. You can't really walk very far, you know, with them. And that's what it feels like. There's almost like a mindset shift that has to happen in the way that you do things and everything that you do. Even when you leave here today, guys, right, and we depart on our separate ways, or seemingly so separate, you know, I'm always watching you. I don't exist. I'm merely a projection of a subconscious mind, a temporary guide encoded into your field, right, at this stage in your journey. And I'm going to be watching you after this, just so you know. That's what it is. That's a message from your higher self, right? I'm watching you even when you think I'm not, right? What are the ways that what's the relationship that you have to everything? Okay, I'm hearing like to food, to music, right? To vibrations, to what it is that you're ingesting, to social media, to all of these kind of matrix entanglements, you know, where is your life force being directed, and how can you call it back? Are you calling it back at the end of every day? With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. There is a waiting list for October, but there soon will be a turnaround that will be on its regular schedule once again. And yes, also check out Auto Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. Today I have Moonstone, Kunzite, which is a self-love stone, Celestite, which is an intuitive stone as well. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards otter sanctuaries. They're absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Until next time. Bye.